Good morning. We've just stopped on our ride at the coffee barn at Buckminster. If you haven't been, it's well worth it. And just look at the views from the garden. Oh, it's not that sunny at the moment, but the views are fantastic.
We've got chickens.
Yeah.
And it's the only coffee shop I can think of where instead of getting dive bombed by pigeons or seagulls, you get dive bombed by a red kite.
Yeah.
It's clearly worked out that there's food out here and keeps checking.
Yeah, it's a much better class of predator around here. But today we're doing something a little bit different, and today's video I'd say is for ladies or anyone else who squats. We're just back from our 3-day ride on the King John Way, so we're just having a very quiet ride today. We're passing through Stoke Roford Hall grounds.
Not been here for ages.
No, it's a long time.
Yeah.
This hotel was used to house Afghan migrants, and now I think they've gone and they're looking at turning it into a conference centre. That's a beautiful place, beautiful ground.
Stopping. Just looking to see if there's any babies. Causing mayhem.
During our 3-day ride, on the longest day, which was 80 miles, I was really glad to be wearing my red-white bibs. And I have a video on the red-white bibs, so if you want to see that, there's a link above. But they are excellent bibs, and you can see why people riding transcontinental, those sort of long distances, wear them. But recently, Red-White have come out with a very lady-specific bib, or, as I say, anyone that needs to squat. Because one of the reasons ladies don't like to wear bibs is because when they need to go to the loo, they've got to take everything off.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Absolute nightmare.
So, you know, Wendy, for example, would mainly wear shorts.
Yeah.
Just, you know, without the bib. But obviously there are some benefits to bibs. So it was really good to see that Yuva at White Apparel came out with a design for what he calls a drop tail bib. And these are specifically for ladies, or those who squat, and they allow the shorts to be pulled down and allows the user to do whatever they need to do
without taking all your clothes off.
Without taking everything off, yeah. And Yuva kindly sent some over to Wendy for her to try, and Wendy's actually going to give us a complete demonstration at the end of this video, aren't you?
We'll see.
So explain how they work, Wendy.
Well, you put your thumbs around each side of the strap, and then you sort of pull it out and then bring it down underneath your derailleur.
And are they easy to get used to?
Well, I would recommend practicing.
Yeah.
Having had 1 or 2 accidents along the way,
yes.
I would strongly recommend practicing, because you have to make sure you get them all the way underneath your backside.
Now, apart from the drop tail, Yuva has also designed a special female shaped pad, and you wore them, Wendy, on our longest day.
Yeah.
Genuinely, what's your thought?
I felt that they were really good. They were super comfy. I like them on the leg as much as anything. They don't seem to grip too tight or too loose. They just feel super comfy on the legs.
You actually commented to me that they almost felt like a second skin.
Yeah, you don't realise you've got them on, which sounds a bit weird. But yeah, they just do. You don't feel any seams or anything, you know. It's great. What I found is, I mean, my Castellis are good, and I usually use the Castelli shorts, but these are definitely more comfortable on a long ride. You just You just feel you could go on all day in them.
The reason these bibs are so comfortable is that they have a moulded pad that's specifically designed for the female anatomy, so it does give that extra comfort. They're also made with Italian lycra, so you are talking about a real top of the range garment. You know, you've got flat stitching, so they're not going to chafe, and really are like a second skin. I'm wearing today some fairly I suppose mid-price shorts. They're not expensive. I think I only paid about £40 for them, but they're nowhere near, you know, the seams aren't as flat as they are on the red whites. The construction isn't as well thought out, and therefore, you know, you do get a bit of chafing after about 40-50 miles, which you don't with the red white.
Just the comfiness of them is amazing. It really is.
Now, of course, for we men, or those of us that stand, it's not an issue, because, you know, we can just have a wild wee, or a French wee as I call it. The good thing about the red whites as well is, for men, the fronts do pull down nice and easily, so the only thing I have to watch out for are the nettles, but you know, that's one of those things I have to live with. What are you shaking your head for? So Wendy, one of the things I always worry about with any bib shorts, bib tights, jerseys and so on is the sizing, because I know some can come up extremely small. How was the sizing from red white?
Well, yes, I've certainly had experiences very, very different sizing. So you get the Castellis where I'm a medium, you might get Boardman where I'm definitely a size 10 small. With these, they actually give you all the measurements to do, so it's worth doing that to make sure you get the right ones.
Good. And did you find that was accurate?
Yes, very, very accurate.
Good.
Especially around the legs.
Yeah.
Which isn't the normal thing that you would measure when you're buying the shorts and things, and yet, you know, you don't want them baggy, do you? So
yeah,
they were very, very good in that sense.
Right, so Wendy, give us the demonstration, please.
Okay, so you get your two thumbs in the straps behind and you pull them wide, and then you...
Well, what did you expect? Thanks for joining us today. Short one on these shorts, but they really are good. So if you are a squatter, then that's the way to go. And if you're a man, these work very well as well, but just mind the nettles. Bye for now.